All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Anita Park. I am Senior Graduate Program Office Administrator, and my coworker, Director of Industry Relations, Dave Cotterman, here is to join us. Dave? Would you like to introduce yourself before we begin?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Dave Cotterman, Director of Industry Relations for the Industrial Engineering School. I've been here about 5 years, but I'm an alum from the school and worked in industry for 20 years prior to joining Purdue in 2003 and joined the Office of Vice President for Research there. And then the last five, I've been brought back home to industrial engineering. So it's nice to meet you all.
I would like to have you enough time for questions at the end. So I will, let's get started. Okay, I'd like to go over about IE graduate programs and important application tips so we can make your application a stronger candidate. And I will talk about different types of funding that you should be aware when you are looking for funding across the campus. And we'll talk about professional master's program. Okay, I graduate programs. Actually, the School of Industrial Engineering has 32 faculty members specializing in 4 different areas: human factors, operational research, manufacturing, and productions. And we have about 300 graduate students combining PhD and master's. So mainly our degrees are divided into PhD and master's. And under master's, there are 4 different master's programs. There are thesis, non-thesis, online masters, and professional masters. So all of them will earn a Master of Science in Industrial Engineering degree, but the goal and objective of these programs are all different, so we can accommodate the different needs of our students. Okay, I want to jump into application tips right away. Um, this will be great for students who are applying for fall 2021 and also for the future terms. So GRE is waived for spring and fall 2021, which is great news for a lot of students. Um, GRE, if you have already taken it or if you have a good score, then it is always a good idea that you share the GRE scores with upload it in the application and share it with us. And if you by any chance have like a low GPA, like lower GPA than in our recommendation, or if you want to become a strong candidate, then it's always good to share good GRE scores. And especially we like to see 160 or better for the quantitative area. That will be excellent. TOEFL and IELTS, it's straightforward. If you do not meet the minimum scores, it is best that you do not apply because we will not consider your application for the review. Just try to apply for the next terms with the satisfying scores. If you are a green card holder or domestic students, of course, you don't need to upload anything for the English proficiency requirements. International students, when you are reporting the TOEFL IELTS scores, there are sometimes score report delay due to unmatching names or server delays. So I always recommend students to upload a PDF copy that you received from ETS for your personal record, upload it to the miscellaneous folder, and we can, as long as we have that information, we can continue reviewing your application until the official score arrives. So it'll be very good backup plan. And I received a lot of questions for the statement of purpose. Some applicants ask me, oh, can I upload like a longer statement of purpose? Your SOP should not be longer than 500 words. I think the best word range is between 350 and 450 because you are not repeating anything that's on your resume. So the main two areas that you need to focus on your SOP will be why you are choosing IE and how your IE degree will help you with your future career in academic or industry. And if you are thesis track applicants, it is always good idea to emphasize your strong research interests or strong, if you have a research experiences, you need to emphasize that in the SOP because when faculty reviews your application, they really rely on that information. So that will be a great idea. Recommendation letters, it's straightforward. Always try to find someone who can validate your skills objectively. Transcript and diploma. Some of applicants were confused about diploma. If you are still in school, you don't have to upload the diploma. Of course, you cannot, right? You don't have the degree. So don't worry about it. Just upload your official transcript, scan copy. If your school provides electronic transcript service, please use that, and that will be convenient for Purdue and your school. And you don't have to provide later the official transcript again. So it will be easiest ways to handle. Resume, again, it's very straightforward. You already know how to create resume, so I'll skip that one. Diversity essay. To submit this essay is optional. And to submit this essay, you have to meet the condition that you graduated from a US high school graduate. So if you do not meet the condition, please don't bother uploading. And if you do meet the condition, please take a chance because graduate school selects the winner and the winner receives the significant amount of scholarship. So it'll be good idea. Scholarship is always good. I want to share additional application tips that will help your application. Um, Please try to meet the deadlines, and the deadline applies to all materials. So please try to meet that one. And then if you have any trouble, always email me in advance, not on the deadline day. And we'll try to accommodate your needs, depends on what the situation is. And during your application process, you will reach the education background page to answer questions about what degree objective you are after. And there's a question about area of interest. Area of interest is not about your specialization. Um, Please answer this question only if you are applying for professional masters. If you are applying for any other degrees, then please leave it blank and you move on to the next page. And there will be IE questionnaire page asking you what specialization you are looking for. And then there will be an additional question validating your degree objective. So yeah, you can just skip the question. PhD and master thesis. This recommend suggestion came from the faculty committee. If you are applying for a PhD or master thesis track, it is very important that you enter the faculty of your preferences that you like to have as your advisor. Before you enter their names, please do your homework. Visit our websites, and Dave will go over the research areas and about our faculty later in his presentation. Please do your homework and then learn about their research topics, and then choose 3, 4 of your faculty preferences and enter their names. That will be very helpful. And this applies to all degrees. You must select your IE specialization. We have a different admission committee for different specialization. So you must select one of the 4 specializations If you don't, I have to contact you and get hold of you to get the information, and it will delay your review. So please make sure you enter this information. And once you are admitted and start your degree here, you can always change your specialization. You don't have to stick with it. You can always change your specialization easily. And it is very important that you update the specialization with me, because sometimes faculty looks for candidates in particular specialization, and I can only announce the email to that specialization students. So it is very important that you always have up-to-date specialization and include me in the loop. Um, Another one, when applicants are contacting office, graduate programs office, for your admissions, this doesn't apply to just IE. This will apply to all of the graduate programs or different university that you are contacting. Please never recycle your email. Please make sure you have accurate school name and accurate major in your email. Yeah, like sometimes when applicants contact me, I can definitely see that they're recycling the email because they they put a wrong major title that we do not have. So even though it's IE, all universities have a little bit different major title. So take a caution, and please write professional email. Some emails, I do not see their full name. Yeah, they use their nickname. I do not want to address you by your nickname. And please start with the greeting and then have a closing greeting. So please follow this typical email format when you contact the graduate programs, because we do expect professional skills from you guys. So that'll be very helpful. Okay, I want to talk about different fundings. Not many of the applicants are aware of different assistantships are available, and this will be helpful. So there are teaching assistantship, research assistantship, and graduate assistantship. We usually go by their abbreviation TARAGA. So TA, as you're aware, you are assisting faculty in teaching. So the priority goes to PhD students, and TAs are nominated by faculty. But there are different TAs available outside IE, and some schools do look for TAs um, outside their schools, and it doesn't have to be PhD. It could be master's. Just depends on your qualifications. I do share the information again in the orientation, but please remember the TA priority usually goes to PhD. And research assistantship is hired by faculty directly. So we are not involved in this process. So so you have to get to know the faculty well, and also the priority goes to PhD. And graduate assistantship doesn't matter if you're PhD or master's. All degrees will have the equal opportunity. And these are usually offered by non-academic office. So that will be like, as an example, it could be graduate school, the central office, or vice president's office, or the correct. Correct is our sports center, or marketing. So those non-academic office sometimes look for GA, and this posting is always can be found on student employment website. So please Google that. So all these three assistantships do get same benefits. Your tuition is covered, and your medical insurance is covered if you do get the full-time offer, and the monthly stipend, which is paid bi-weekly, is also offered. So assistantship will be great opportunity. And if you do excellent job, and then typically many offices or your supervisor wants to continue the assistantship with you. So it's very important that you deliver the outstanding performance. And PhD applicants and some master thesis applicants, I want you to pay attention to the fellowships. Fellowships, you don't have to submit a different separate application. Once you submit your application, it is automatically reviewed with application, and faculty nominates the students for the fellowships. And I would like you to visit graduate school fellowships page. Please Google that keyword, Purdue Graduate School fellowships page. There are 9 recruiting fellowships available. 7 are nominated by faculty. 2, you can apply directly as long as you're eligible. So please review the description and what the funding offer is looks like. Um, Typically, fellowships, you get funding offer of 1 or 2 years, and then rest of the remaining years will be funded by assistantship, either TA or RA. And so let's go on to the next one. Okay, professional masters. This is our new degree that was launched in this fall 2020. This program is designed to help master students who does not have work experiences but want to develop professional skills, because master's degree is designed to substitute 5 years of professional working experiences. So we want to increase your chance of getting job after the graduation. So the professional skills development focuses on business writing, developing your leadership, ethics as a leader, and teamwork. And we want to, improve your critical thinking, and we want you to learn about the latest industry trends. So, and the curriculum, the 9 credit hour of courses designed for professional masters are only open to professional masters. So no other degrees can take those courses. Industrial engineering capstone projects, I would like to have Dave Cotterman's input, because he is also in charge of these capstone projects. So Dave, could you share your um, insights about capstone projects that are available for professional masters?
Sure. Like Anita said, this is a new course that we've just introduced this fall. And the capstone courses have not started yet. They are scheduled to start in the spring. But what we have in mind is working with the PMP candidates and those students that are involved in that degree to work with industry and work on a very high level, very impactful capstone project that impacts their organization very heavily. That you would probably, as a PMP candidate, you'd be working in a team of maybe 2 or 3 other graduate students. And these are very successful on the undergraduate level. And we want to develop that success in the graduate area. And this is our aim. This is our goal. I will be introducing you to those types of capstone projects in the spring, if you're interested. And this is, again, high level, impactful, and oriented around mostly data application, data analytics. And I'm going to get into more of the master's skill set for students here in a minute. So with that, I'll turn it back to Anita.
Okay, that will be it for me. Thank you for being here and then getting the information from us. Please type in your questions in the chat box, and Ashley will go over the chat at the end.
Okay, I'll go ahead and share my screen, Anita. Okay. Anita, can you see that okay, or is that
Yes.
coming up okay? Okay, great. So again, I'm Dave Cotterman, Director of Industry Relations. I see a lot of familiar names on the participant list, and if you have been, this is your first time with industrial engineering, I welcome you. I'm interested in kind of sharing with you today some of the different professional pathways that we have seen our graduates take, and then get into a little bit of the research areas that our faculty have gotten into and are very interested in over the past years. So really within industrial engineering, the graduate employment is very high. Placement is very high. The employers usually are interested in a master's level skill set. We're seeing trends in machining learning, data mining, and deep learning. The deep learning concept is taking more and more hold of where networks that are capable of learning kind of unsupervised from unstructured or like unlabeled data sets, which becoming more and more in autonomous vehicles and that. So a lot of employers are interested in continuing along those lines. Linear programming, where you're optimizing a decision area and wanting to make the best decision of all different types of variables. Applied regression analysis, where you're forecasting the future, and advanced data analytics, also very, very strong. We're also seeing trends in nonlinear optimization here, designing of experiments where you have a set of variables and you're interested in understanding the intricacies and the interactions within those variables and what is significantly, what variables are significantly significant, and the quality control area where statistical quality control is also required for many manufacturing. Again, it's all centered around data analytics and deep diving of data and how to manage that data, creating different databases. You see here where there's Python and R in simulation, MATLAB, Tableau, Power BI, and dashboarding, all kind of an interesting skill set that employers are stressing. Project management experience is also very helpful. And then just a general passion and creativity for solving problems and getting down deep into data analytics. And then the ability to take that, whatever the data is telling you, and communicating that in a strong skill set. That's also very, very valuable for employers. In the PhD areas, we're seeing where companies hire our PhDs, which is maybe 5 to 7% of our alumni. Companies are interested in their R&D departments, where PhDs get involved in quality assurance and safety, quality development in products, and then also new product development, different products for the future, and then improvement of existing products. So we do see government agencies also employing our PhDs, certainly the consulting areas, and then the national labs for advanced research, very high on our list. And then there is the higher education track, where the professorial tenure track is also where you go back and you teach IE. So that's really a high overview of what employers we've seen over the past few years and the trends associated with that. But I'd also like to cover with you some the sector breakdown of what we're seeing when a graduate gets their degree in IE, and these are master's thesis, master's non-thesis, and PhDs. But honestly, a lot of these companies are going after the master's degree, probably 85% toward master's, mostly non-thesis, but also thesis masters. So, and we hope to add the professional master's side to that too. So I think the PMP area is going to really impact this list, as you see. So 28% of our graduates are in manufacturing, 22 in consulting, and then technology is 18%. So it's very close. It's very close a division there, but manufacturing has always been our strong point and continues to be. You see, we have, the automotive areas, Ford Motor Company, GE Appliances and Healthcare down here. Tesla is also a large company of very high importance to us. We have a great working relationship with Tesla. Whirlpool, you see these different manufacturing companies. In the consulting area, the big four are represented. We have Accenture, Capital One Finance, Deloitte, Ernst and Young, and then the McKinsey Group. Very interested in our graduates. Technology-wise, we have Intel and Micron and Google, Apple. All these are different companies that we regularly have calling on our graduates. Continuing on, along with technology at 18%, services and distributions at 18%. Of course, Amazon is a big corporate partner of ours. Hughes Networks, Target, some of the apparel and retail outlets for Walmart also are big. Schlumberger down in Texas is huge for us. In healthcare, about 9 to 10% of our graduates are in healthcare, as you can see, in pharma. And then space and defense, 6% go to the defense industry, space industry, and aviation. So as you can see, it's a pretty wide variety that place a lot of importance on industrial engineering. But what I'd like to share with you very briefly is our graduate first destination data that we're seeing through the CCO. Now, these are all first destination positions, and they're self-reported by the graduates themselves. So starting with the East Coast and the Midwest and then the South, you see different job titles like senior analytics analyst, junior developer, experienced consultant, these types of data analysts for McKinsey in Boston. Coming down here to Indianapolis in the Midwest, you see kind of the salaries dropping a bit, but the cost of living in the Midwest is much less than what you see on the East Coast, New York and Boston and that. So up in Chicago, if I go back up here, in the large urban metropolitan areas, you see the salaries increasing because the cost of living is increasing. So Atlanta, Georgia, down in the South area, is also well represented. The American Airlines, the airline industry in general is having a hard time now with COVID and that, but they're still very interested in employing our graduates. And then in Texas also. So keeping on with the East Coast, Midwest, and South, you can see other companies and other types of job descriptions here, different levels, managers that many times we have management master students going into management directly, but many times they are specialist areas and analyst areas. Down in moving on to the west and southwest, you see we get into more high-tech areas. So Apple and Google and then Tesla, all in the San Jose area. Also San Diego in the medical device industry. And then in Phoenix, we have a large showing really in Intel. They're very much involved in our school. And then up in the Northwest, Amazon is heavy in our graduates. They're very interested in employing our master's areas and the Boeing company also in aviation. So our graduate career fair, we have one in the fall and one in the spring. And usually it's in concert with our undergraduates, the IISE group and the IEGSO. Combined, and 40 companies here last month came to campus virtually to interview our industrial engineering candidates. So I would say 80% of the companies, 85% of the companies are after undergraduates, but 15% are after graduate students also. So we have that for any graduate that would like to become involved with it. Again, this is 40 companies just after employment of the IE graduates. So very briefly, I don't have a lot of time today, but I wanted to go through some of the research areas that we get involved with. Now, the last few years, we've been trying to expand and rethink industrial engineering. So we've hired many different types of faculty members, young and energetic and wanting to make an impact. And they are interested in different areas. And that's why we hired them, because they are so accomplished in their own areas, which is the 4 pillars that we're getting into more and more are exploring cognition and decision making, investigating new generation products and services, and production systems, focusing on very complex systems and networks, and then operations research, improving computational IE. So as you can see, we have in cognition and decision making, we have many faculty members working human factors, medical device design and usability and testing, the psychology of human and machine interface, and then neurotrauma and assistive technology in those that are needing rehabilitation. Also in cognition and decision making, we have faculty members in the healthcare area that are interested in the older adult population and how health services are applied to that population. Also team communication within the healthcare industry, and also the Dr. Duffy down in the lower left is in safety engineering and ergonomics. David Johnson, Dr. Johnson is from a political science background, so he's very interested in decision support systems under uncertainty areas and the climate change adaptation, especially in the Gulf Coast area. Dr. Goni researches complex systems as far as decision making within the brain and neuroimaging and how exactly does the brain make its decisions. Dr. Pitts is involved in multisensory information processing and how maybe adaptive type of displays might help us in our decision making, especially among the aging. And then Mark Leto is working in human factors and safety engineering. So moving on to next generation products and services, Dr. Chin and Chandy are interested in nanostructured materials and actually how to manufacture and manipulate these type of biomaterials, new processing, new manufacturing processing systems. Also Dr. Wu and Dr. Deshmukh. Dr. Deshmukh is our school head, so he's the boss of everybody. And he is interested in decision making as a complex system and what drives that and how we optimize our decision making within complex systems. Dr. Martinez down here in the lower right, he's interested in wearable and flexible electronics, and you can see a lot of his work on YouTube if you just Google that. For complex systems and networks continued, we have Dr. Lee and Yi. They are interested in sensory networks and supply chain management, and then how networks in healthcare engineering are established and optimization of more healthcare engineering. Dr. Juan Walks, he's involved in a lot in robotics and human computer interaction and assisted technologies, especially in the medical field. And Dr. Kai, she is working in urban sustainability and industrial ecology. Dr. Knopf works a lot with automation of nano and micro sensor networks and decision-making networks within production and service systems. So, and finally, the computational IE area, Dr. Hanapa and Liu, they're working with game theory, and Dr. Liu is interested in more environmental impact and optimization within interactions within the energy policy area. Dr. Nategi is working in climate change and extreme events and risk management within that. And Dr. Prabhu works a lot with optimization and their linear applications. Dr. Agrawal works in a lot of energy work, smart grid work, and information encoding theory. And Dr. Hunter is in simulation optimization and does a lot with modeling. And Dr. Scutari, he's in big data. Anything working in big data and how to scale up how we process and accumulate and work with all this big data that is being accumulated from telescopes, from satellites, from appliances, from anything you can think of. There's big data being created in any of those industries. So just a real large recaps, very brief. Sorry about the rush, but I wanted to get that in. In these 4 areas, research within IE is ever expanding, and just wanted to bring that to your attention and hope that was interesting. So, but anyway, anything you might have, any questions you might have about industry, please let me know. I'd be glad to talk with you about that. And if you're planning for the future, I like this quote just because it's, you know, it's the best thing about the future is it happens one day at a time and you can plan, but you just need to concentrate on a lot of what's out there in front of you directly, one day at a time. So thanks a lot for your time. Anita, I'm going to hand it back to you.
All right. I think, Ashley, we're ready for questions.
Yeah.
Okay, we have about 5 minutes left for this session, and I'll read the first question. The first question is, are TOEFL scores waived for international students who will have completed a bachelor's from a U.S. college before entering the master's program?
Yes. Anyone who's getting a bachelor's degree in U.S. institutions within 36 months, then you're automatically waived for TOEFL or IELTS, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, the next question is, do all 9 fellowships apply directly if we submit our applications before December 15th?
Faculty will review your application, and then if they think that you are a great candidate for that particular fellowship, because each fellowship has a different conditions. So if you meet those conditions, then faculty will nominate you for that particular fellowship. And I believe multiple yeah, I don't think they can nominate for the multiple fellowships.
Okay, next question. If you have already sent GRE scores to Purdue, will they be considered in the admission process, and can you choose to retract them?
You cannot retract them. I don't think the grad school has that feature available for the applicants, but since it's waived, and if you are not confident with your score, don't worry about it. We will look at your GPA and statement of purpose. So, and TOEFL if you're international students.
Okay, the next one is, I'm pursuing mechanical engineering major currently in my senior year, looking to apply in the fall of 2021. Am I eligible to apply for IE degree for my graduate studies, as I am very much interested in manufacturing process optimization and related area?
Yes. You don't have to have industrial engineering bachelor's degree to apply for IE graduate programs. Because of our unique discipline, we welcome students from variety of education background, as long as you have a 4-year bachelor's. We have graduate students from psychology, biology, different engineering programs. Mechanical is one of the popular education background that we have, and also like management, computer science, stats. So yeah, we welcome different skill sets. Yes, so you're eligible.
Okay, the next question is, why do an MS after BS rather than go directly into industry?
Yeah, I can take that, Anita.
Yes, okay.
Sure. I think it's all in what you're after, what you're interested in. If you want to do a deep dive in a specialization within your BS or maybe in industrial engineering, hopefully, go right to the MS after your BS. But if you'd like to get a little bit of experience and then come back to your MS, I've seen where, graduates do that also. So it's really in what you're after. What is your goal? What drives you? Do you want to go directly and do a deep dive into a specific area, a specific subject, maybe go into research area? Then you would do your MS right after your BS.
Okay, I think we have time for one more, and it is, can we apply to more than one IE master's program?
Yes, because of the new system setup that was upgraded by the graduate school, you can apply for more than one IE graduate degrees within IE. So yes, but if you apply for multiple, I think it would be best if you email me, because and then clarify that which one is your first choice and second choice. That will be great help for me. Yes. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email Anita Park. It's apark@purdue.edu. And you can also check our latest information on our IE website.